so let's come to our practice. Let's get in a comfortable seated position. Lift your spine tall. Sit directly over your sits bones. Lengthen through the crown of your head. And just keep your hands softly onto the lap, or whatever is comfortable in a hand gesture. Maybe closing down the eyes or taking a soft gaze at the ground. And just taking a moment in the stillness to listen to the distant sounds. Starting to just recognize what those sounds are. Maybe listening to the sounds that are just in this room that you're in. Noticing the temperature of the room. Start to bring your focus to your physical body. Just taking a scan and noticing any place you hold tension in your body. And just start by softening these muscles. So unclenching the jaw, taking the shoulders away from your ears. Place your hand to your heart and just breathe in softness here. Taking your hand to your belly, softening the abdominal muscles. Soften your hips. Relax down your legs. Keeping the hand on the belly or placing it back to the lap, take a deep breath into the belly and start to feel that expansion as you breathe. As you exhale, draw the belly in and empty out your breath. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale to contract. You inhale, visualize your breath moving to the bottom part of the lungs. As you exhale, emptying it all out. Placing the hands to the lap if they're not there already, and continuing deep belly breaths while incorporating our Ujjayi breath. Bring the light constriction at the back of your throat as you exhale. Draw your breath in and recreate the same light constriction. This exhale that we use when we fog a mirror. And just noticing how that feels at the back of the throat, and as you inhale, recreating that same light whisper. Seal the lips closed. Move this breath gently in and out of your nose. And just going with a natural rhythm of your breath in and out. This Ujjayi breath is a calming breath. Start to notice how it slows down the rate of your heart. Brings calm to the nervous system. Just imagine anything that you're taking in at this moment. And as you exhale, imagine bringing that peace and that serenity around you. Thinking how this peace and stillness in this present moment feels. Not worrying about things that have happened just 5 minutes ago or what's going to happen in an hour. Just coming back to this peace, this stillness in the present moment. See if you can deepen and lengthen the breath just a bit. We'll keep this breath with us throughout the whole yoga practice. Your next breath out, start to draw your right ear over to your right shoulder, just taking a gentle neck stretch. Your next inhale, raise your left arm straight up above the head. So you can create a little bit of length in the left side of the body. So exhale, just bring the left arm out to the left side of the body, feeling a little bit of a different stretch in the neck and throughout the left arm. Another full breath in. So you exhale, reach the fingertips either to your lap or maybe just hovering at the ground on the left side. If you like, you can draw the right chin towards the right shoulder. Feeling just a little bit different of a stretch. Maybe this is more in the back of the neck now. Take another full breath in. Exhale, gently bring the neck to neutral, hands to the lap, and we'll take the opposite side. So bringing the left ear gently to the left shoulder, and just taking a moment here, allowing these muscles to soften to the side. Inhale, reach tall through the right arm, create a little bit of space through the rib cage. So you exhale, extend the right arm out to the right side of the body. Maybe the shoulder is level with the wrist here. And again, just starting to feel a little bit different. The side of the neck and through the arm. Another inhale. Exhale, maybe the hand comes to the lap or just extending down towards the ground, fingertips hovering. Option to bring a turn to the head so that the chin is going towards the top of the left shoulder. Another inhale. And exhale, release hands to the lap, chin back to neutral. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, interlace your hands, flip the palms to face the ceiling. Reach tall through the sides of the body. And again, just see if you've created a little bit of space in the diaphragm to breathe more freely. Take an inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale to bend right elbow, hand comes right between the shoulder blades, left hand can touch the right elbow. If you have your strap, you'd like to take the left arm behind the back, connect the hands through the strap. If you don't have a strap, you can even just hold on to your shirt. Either variation that feels good for you, draw the shoulder blades together. Relax the jaw, feeling the stretch in the triceps. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale to bend your left elbow, hand comes right between the shoulders, right hand to the left elbow. If you like to take the option, the right arm behind the back, connect the hands. Or again, just holding onto the t-shirt if you don't have a strap. Lifting tall, feeling that expansion of the belly. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, open them out to the sides. We'll take another inhale. Exhale, interlace hands behind the back. Use a strap if needed here for the hands. Either keeping the knuckles towards the tailbone, reaching down towards the mat, maybe reaching them towards the back wall. And if you have your strap, you can even walk your hands away from each other. If you don't have a strap, you feel this in the elbows, like it's pulling the joints. Give your elbows a deep bend and work on the upper back muscles here, drawing the shoulder blades back towards one another. Take one more breath. arms out. Exhale, big hug, right arm over your left. Either hands to the backs of the shoulders or hands in to touch for eagle arms. Relaxing the back of the neck, chin draws in slightly. Inhale, open your arms out wide. Exhale, left arm over the right, big hug. Option, eagle arms. Inhale, open out the arms. Exhale, spinal twist, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Lifting up tall, inhale. As you exhale, rotating from the core of the body. Maybe your glance is towards the right shoulder. Take an inhale, open the arms out. Exhale, spinal twist, opposite side, right hand to left knee, left hand walks behind. Inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, draw the belly in, opening the left rib cage back. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to neutral. Tabletop position, hands and knees. We'll start to warm up our spine. Bringing your shoulders right over your wrists. Spread through the 10 fingers wide, hips right over the knees, tucking the back toes. Look straight down at the mat. And create this nice, long, neutral spine, reaching through the crown of the head, reaching back with the tailbone. And as you take an inhale, soften the belly down, cow pose, and start to lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Exhale, cat, draw the tailbone in towards the middle of the body, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades back towards one another. As you exhale, puff the back. So just drawing the belly in, rounding the spine. Inhale, soften belly down. Your exhale, curl and round. Continue a few more of these movements, linking breath to movement. And if you're at home, this feels better to just maybe even sway the hips or take circles to this movement. Start to do what feels natural to warm up the body. Letting the hips move freely, the spine. Continue what is warming up for you. We'll take one more full round of breath. And then we'll all meet back in our neutral position. Child's pose, big toes come together to touch. Start to take the glutes on top of the heels. Walk your hands out in front of you. Hands shoulder distance apart, forehead down to the ground. See if you can activate the arms off of the mat here. This is our calming pose. We can come to this anytime during the practice today. Reconnect to feeling that deep Ujjayi breath. We'll inhale, come all the way back to tabletop position, hands and knees. Reach your right arm out in front of you, kick your left leg back, option to stay onto the left toes, or lift the heel up towards the ceiling, flexing the toes down. Feel this nice engagement of the back muscles, glutes and hamstrings. Pulling in the core muscles. Take another inhale. And exhale, release everything back down. Hands and knees. Extend your left arm out in front of you. Kick the right leg back. Option to just stay on the toes or lift the heel up towards the ceiling and really feel that strong engagement here. Pulling in the rib cage, so noticing where the belly is going. Pull in the belly. And exhale, release everything back down. Puppy dog pose. Option to come back to child's pose if puppy dog is a little too deep of a heart opener. So keeping the glutes off of the mat for puppy dog, walk the hands out in front of you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, pull in the belly and start to guide your heart down towards the mat. Forehead all the way down. Again, if this is a little too deep of a stretch to start, you can come back onto the heels for child's pose. Take one more deep breath. Your next inhale, start to come all the way back up to tabletop position, hands and knees. Keep your toes tucked. Lift the knees off the mat, down dog. Start with your feet a little bit closer, bend the knees, and just take a nice full breath here. Chin into the chest. Maybe it feels good to pedal out the feet nice and slowly, just getting those calves warmed up. Maybe it feels even better to nod the head around. And just take one more full breath here. Take an inhale, look at the top of your mat. Keep the knees bent and step your feet to the top of your mat. Keeping the knees bent, feet hip distance apart, forward fold right over the legs. Chin in towards the chest. Option to keep the hands just hovering, or if you like to hold on to opposite elbows and sway side to side. We'll take one more full round of breath. Coming back to neutral, reach your fingertips to the ground. Heel toe your feet together into touch. Keep the knees bent and inhale slowly to come all the way up. Tuck the tailbone under. Bring your hands to your heart and lift tall through the crown of your head. We'll move right into our sun salutes. Inhale, reach your arms in front of you and up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Touch your right knee down for a little lunge. Back toes are tucked. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Lift the tailbone up to the sky. Inhale, come forward. Shoulders right over your wrists. Tuck under the tailbone. Exhale over to your knees. Option to move through cat-cow or bend your elbows, come to chest, chin to the mat. Cobra pose, slide to your belly, tuck the toes, activate your upper thighs off of the mat. Exhale, come back to your knees. Press the mat away, downward facing dog, tuck in the rib cage. Step your left foot to the top of the mat, touch your right knee down, left knee is right over the ankle. Inhale. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips in front of you up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, reach in front of you up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, touch your left knee down. Tucking the toes, inhale. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Bringing the hip bones a little closer to the top of the thighs. Inhale, come forward, pull in the core muscles. Exhale over to the knees. Option to stay in cat-cow or keeping the elbows close to the rib cage, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Activate shoulder blades together. Keep the toes tucked. Exhale, knees. Downward facing dog. Full breath here. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Gently lower left knee down. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Knees bent, forward fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward and up. Exhale, return the hands to your heart. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Step your right leg back, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, knees, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left leg back. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, knees, down dog. Right leg top of the mat, left knee down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward, right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg steps back. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause here and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Toes touch. Lengthen the spine. Shoulder blades back. Either close your eyes or take a soft gaze at the ground. Start to shift your weight forward into the fronts of the toes. Back into your heels. And see if you can sense where the center of your feet are. Shift slightly to the left edge of your foot, the right edge, And come back to the center, bringing your whole body's weight perfectly over your feet. Pressing down into your feet, engage your legs, glutes. Lift up tall, engage the abdominal muscles, chest and back. Engage your arms as you reach the fingertips down to the ground. Feel your whole body active and engaged. So you lengthen and deepen this breath. Feeling this activation of the body while keeping the mind calm and still. Take one more full breath. And on your exhale, press your hands to your heart, open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward, bringing the hands through the heart center, bend the knees. Hands can come to the ground or your shins. Inhale, come up halfway, bring the palms to the shins, lengthen the spine, straight gaze down. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, plant the palms and step back. Exhale, lower down to knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Stay here for just a moment. Keep the toes tucked, thighs come off of the mat. Concentrate on drawing the elbows up towards the ceiling, shoulder blades back. Take another inhale. Exhale, come back to knees. Downward facing dog. This time, separate your feet hip distance apart. You can continue to bend the knees, pedal the feet, or start working on guiding the heels down towards the ground. You're coming into this inverted V position where we're having the weight equally distributed between the hands and the feet. So if you're feeling this in the shoulders and the hands, just give the knees a little bit of a bend, maybe a shorter stance with the feet. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And take an inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, come into low lunge. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Gently lower your left knee down. Have your blocks on either side of the body here. Take your time to come into your low lunge. Tuck your back toes if you like. Right knee is right over the ankle. Tucking under the tailbone like we do in our cat pose. And sweep your arms forward and up. Engaging both thigh muscles. Take a deep breath in as you reach the fingertips up. Exhale as you bend the elbows, engaging the upper back muscles. Inhale, reach up tall with the fingertips. Exhale, bend elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend and pause. Take an inhale, reach up. And exhale, just bring your hands to your heart center. Find your blocks on either side of your right leg and come into half splits. Straighten your right leg, flex your right toes in. Your blocks can be on 3 different levels, so find the appropriate height for you. Left toes can be tucked if that helps you feel stable to activate both thighs. And start to tilt the tailbone back like we do in our cow pose. You'll feel an even deeper stretch in the right hamstring as you shift the glutes back. We don't have to go too far into a forward fold here. We can keep lifted through the sternum, shoulders away from the ears. If you like going forward over the top of the right leg, you're welcome to. Take another full inhale. Exhale, place your right foot down, lizard lunge. Your blocks can walk inside of the right foot here, and heel toe your right foot to the top edge of the mat. Just making sure that your shoulders are right over your wrists here. You can walk the left toes back. Straight gaze down, lengthen through the spine. If you need the block underneath your hands, or if you like to take any other variation of this pose, coming down to the elbows. If you like to roll to the outside edge of the right foot, knee to follow, you'll get a little bit of a hip opener here. Starting to soften the left hip flexor in this pose. Take another deep breath here. And your exhale will bring the foot back. Step back for a tabletop position, hands and knees. Bend your elbows, guide your chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, cobra, pause here. Tuck your toes, activate the thighs off of the mat. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the back muscles. Take another inhale. Exhale, come back to the knees. Downward facing dog, maybe pedal out the feet. Good. Take an inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Gently lower down to your right knee. Blocks can come to either side of the left thigh. And take your time here. So left knee stays behind the toes. Right toes can be tucked. Sweeping the arms forward and up. Feeling the belly button pulling in. Take another deep breath in. Reach tall with the fingertips. Exhale, bend the elbows and activate the upper back. Inhale, reach the fingertips tall. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend and pause here for just a moment. Inhale, reach fingertips up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Find your blocks for half splits. Straighten your left leg, flex the left toes back. You might stay onto your right toes or may bring them down to the ground. Keep both thighs working here. Shifting the glute muscles back so that your tailbone faces the back wall. Create some space in the spine by lengthening through the crown of the head and drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Your choice to stay upright or start to guide the heart towards the top of the left thigh. One more inhale. Exhale, lizard lunge. Place your left foot down to the mat. Blocks can walk to the inside of the foot and heel toe the left foot to the top corner of the mat. Maybe you scoot the right toes towards the back of your mat. Find your shoulders right over your wrists. Spread through the 10 fingers wide. Maybe you're taking a variation with the elbows onto the blocks or the ground. And maybe you're taking a variation where you roll to the outside edge of the left foot, knee in the same line. Taking a moment to soak in the beautiful breath. Starting to feel that softening in the right hip flexor, right quadricep. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, bring the left foot back to the mat, tabletop position. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, chest, chin comes to the mat. Inhale, cobra, activate the back, tuck the toes, thighs off of the mat. Exhale, back to knees, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, warrior one. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Bring your left heel down, taking your time, coming upright. Activate the lower core muscles, draw the rib cage down, and sweep your arms forward and up. Tracking the right knee right over the ankle, you can still see your toes. Pressing firmly into the feet, engaging the legs. Inhale. Exhale, open arms out to the sides. Inhale, draw your fingertips forward and out. Exhale, open out. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out. Pause here for a moment. Option to either inhale, reach arms overhead, or clasp hands behind the back. Option to stay upright here, or take an inhale. As you exhale, lowering into humble warrior. Either variation, stay here and breathe deeply. Connecting to our Ujjayi breath. One more full round of breath here. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, bend both knees, step the left foot all the way to the top of the mat for a forward fold. Feet come hip distance apart. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can grab the big toes with your first two fingers, thumb on top. Bend the elbows out to the sides of the body. Chin in towards the chest. One more deep breath here. Release your hands from your feet. Heel toe your feet together to touch. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees. Come to plank. Take a deep breath in, and this time as you exhale, lower all the way down to the belly, locust pose. Bringing the hands to the sides of your body. Looking straight down at the mat. Big toes are touching the ground. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. So you inhale, lifting up into locust pose. Toes lift off of the ground. Fingertips reach towards the back of the toes. Drawing the shoulder blades together and down. So you can look straight down at the mat. Keep a neutral neck. Just the back, glutes, and hamstrings working here. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Take a moment. Palms come directly under your shoulders. Tabletop position. Tuck your toes, down dog. Inhale, reach back with your left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Bring your right heel down. Take your time. Right heel in, slightly right toes out. Draw under the tailbone. Reach your arms forward and up. Take an inhale, reach with the fingertips. Exhale, open the arms out to the sides. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, pause here as you extend the arms out. Option to reach arms back overhead or interlace hands behind the back. Feel that broadening through the chest muscles, taking deep breaths. An option to come forward into humble warrior. Keeping the breath active. Pressing back into that right heel. breath. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale your hands to your hips, bend both knees, step to the top of the mat for forward fold. Right foot comes to the top of the mat. Option to reach for the big toes, or if you liked interlacing the hands, you'd like to do that again. Interlace hands, lift up tall. And as you exhale, bending the knees, fold forward. Maybe by now you can start to straighten out the legs. Listening into the body, making sure that the knees are still slightly soft. One more inhale. Exhale, release your fingertips to the ground. Heel toe, feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, coming into our locust. So start back by plank. Lower all the way down, bending the elbows, coming to the belly. Hands to the sides, or if you've already warmed up now and you'd like to have the interlace of the hands behind the back. Look straight down at the mat, take a full breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lifting up into your variation of locust. Either hands by the sides, reaching fingertips back. Or interlacing the hands, taking a few deep breaths in your variation. Looking straight down at the ground. One more inhale. Exhale, lower. Take a moment here to pause. Hands come underneath the palms. Bend the knees, tabletop position. Downward facing dog. Tailbone up to the sky and back. Inhale, reach right leg back behind. Exhale, high lunge. Step to the top of your mat. Stay onto the left toes, taking your time. Bending a little bit more into the right knee. Arms forward and up. Option here. Arms continue to stay overhead or palms to touch. Then the elbows and the thumbs touch the back of the neck. Take another full deep breath. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead. We're going to move into warrior three. Hands come back to your heart center. Find your blocks in front of you. The blocks are just as a guide. We're not going to place all of our weight, but we're just going to have them there. Keep the bend in the right knee. Start to just tap the left toe in a little bit closer. Watching the knee right over the ankle, start to lift the toes, left toes, on and off of the mat. So using the blocks here so that when we lift the left leg, we're not coming into half moon with the hip opening out. We're keeping the front of that left hip bone facing the mat. So this takes a little bit more strength in the glutes and hamstrings. So you may keep your hands on the blocks. If you can keep your hips level, you can bring your hands to your heart center. Maybe reaching the hands back behind you, or maybe you find them in front of you overhead. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Find your variation. If you have your hands at your heart or sides, gently bring them back to the blocks. Bend deeply into your right knee. Step back for high lunge, left toes back. Sweep your arms forward and up. Deep breath in. Exhale, frame your top foot. Step back to plank and gently come down to the knees. Come onto the forearms And from here, you're just gonna lift one knee off of the mat at a time, coming into a forearm plank. Hold that as long as you can. You can come back to the knees at any point. Keep the hips low in line with the shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale, lower back to the knees. Come back to your palms. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up and back. Exhale, high lunge. Step your foot to the top of the mat, staying up onto the right toes. Take a moment here. Bend a little deeper into the left knee. Sweep your arms forward and up. Make sure you can still see your left toes. If you like, arms can stay overhead. If you like, you can bring the palms to touch and the thumbs at the back of the neck. And just a little bit of a back bend here. That tricep stretch that we had at the beginning of class. And we'll take one more breath. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands back to your heart, preparing for warrior three. Have your blocks in front of you, just as a guide here. Keep the bend in the left knee, really planting the weight into the left foot and tapping slowly the right toes in. Take your time here. Tap the right toes on and off of the mat. And then when you feel ready and stable, keep the leg lifted. If you can see yourself in a mirror, see if the hips are level. The right front of the hip bone facing down to the ground versus off to the side. And take any other variation you like here. Hands at the heart. Hands back behind. Anything that feels right for you. Keeping just the soft bend in the left knee. If you're straightening a leg, just staying slightly soft, making sure we're not locking out that left knee. One more inhale. Bring the hands to the blocks, bend your left knee and step back, high lunge. Reaching the fingertips up, take a deep breath in. Exhale, frame your top foot, step back to plank. Gently lower down to the knees. We'll come into that forearm plank once again. Bring your forearms one at a time down to the mat. And we'll start to lift the knees one at a time off of the mat. Pull in the rib cage, pull in the core. Hips in line with the shoulders and head. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lower one knee at a time. Come back up to the palms. Downward facing dog. We'll take one more full round of breath here. And on your next exhale, gently lower down to your knees. And practice camel pose. So if you need to have a blanket underneath the knees, if you don't have your blanket, you can always fold over the top of your mat a couple times to pad underneath the knees. Tuck your back toes and come to standing on the knees with the hips directly over the knees. So taking your time here to get set up, slightly tuck under the tailbone, and then bring your hands to your low back. So as if you're sticking your fingertips into your back pockets. Engage the shoulder blades together, so that nice chest opening pose here. And either staying right here, working on drawing the shoulder blades together, or starting to bring the hips forward and open the heart up towards the ceiling. Option is stay here, Or maybe walk the hands to the backs of the hamstrings. If you had that variation, maybe you'd like to bring your hands to your heels. Drawing the shoulder blades together the whole time, lifting through the sternum, pressing the hips forward. We'll take one more breath. Your variation, slowly walk the hands to support the back. Come all the way back up. We'll come into a tabletop position. Bring your hands out in front of you. We'll take a moment here, just letting the back settle, so lengthening in a neutral spine. Crown of the head forward, tailbone back. One more deep breath. We'll gently lower onto one side of the hip, bringing the feet in front of us. We'll do a little core work through Navasana, boat pose. Bringing the feet in front of you, lifting up nice and tall through the sternum, shoulder blades back. And then start to lean back, keeping that nice straight back. So we're not leaning back, puffing the chest or the heart back. We're starting to keep it lifted, and then maybe one foot at a time lifts off of the mat. Maybe we're able to reach one hand at a time away from the legs, lifting through the sternum, shoulder blades back. The other option is to straighten both legs and have the fingertips overhead. Keep breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the feet down to the ground and give yourself a hug, chin into the chest. One more full breath. Hold on to the backs of your hamstrings, chin into the chest, and slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Bridge pose, bring your knees right over the ankles. Take a moment here. Draw under the tailbone so that you feel the small of your low back touching the ground. Keep the knees right over the ankles. In your next inhale, start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, but see if you can keep that tuck of the tailbone here. You can either bring your hands to support underneath your hip bones, or interlace your hands and work the shoulders underneath you. We'll take one more full breath. And then slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. Draw your knees into the heart and start to rock from side to side. We'll take a nice supine bound ankle pose. Bring the soles of your feet down to the ground, and then bring the soles of your feet together to touch so that the knees go out wide. Your hands can come back to your belly, starting to connect back to that breath. As you breathe in, the belly puffs into the hands. As you exhale, belly sinks down. Option to reach your arms up overhead. Bend the elbows and feel some more space that you've created for the diaphragm to breathe. One more full breath. Your next breath, bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Draw the knees together and into the middle of the body. Give them a squeeze. That feels good to rock side to side. Or just start to create big circles with the knees. Go the opposite direction with your circles. Hug your knees back into the middle of your body. Bring your hips over to the left side of your mat. Your knees up and over to the right. If you have your blanket, that feels good underneath the knees and ankle. Maybe that feels better to have it in between the knee joints. Either big hug with your left arm or opening the left arm and right out to the side. One more full breath here. Draw your knees into the middle of your body. Shift your hips over to the right side of your mat. Knees up and over to the left. Either big hug with your right arm. That feels good. We've done some chest openers today, so that might feel good. Just open the arms out. Feel that lightness in the heart. And take an inhale, hug your knees back to the middle of your body. Exhale to send the soles of your feet down to the ground. If that feels good on your low back, extend your legs all the way out. And take a moment to find any props you need to make your final resting posture as comfortable as possible. As you lie down, maybe you take your right shoulder off of the mat, draw it away from the body and place it back down. Taking the left shoulder blade off of the mat, out to the side and down, creating just a little bit of space in the back body. Maybe that feels good to do the same with the glute muscles. Start to relax the space in between the eyebrows, the lines in the forehead. Relax your jaw. Soften the throat, tops of the collarbones and chest. Relax your right shoulder, right arm, and right hand. Relax your left shoulder, left arm, left hand. Relax your upper back. Soften your lower back. Relax your stomach muscles. Soften your hips. Relax your right glute muscle, right leg, right foot. Relax your left glute muscle, left leg, left foot. Begin to relax your whole body. Slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring movement to your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms overhead, pulling around your feet and wrists. Hug your knees into the middle of your body, taking a deep breath. Gently roll to your favorite side, pausing, feeling that stillness, that calm. breathing it in. When you're ready, come to a seated position. Hands at your heart. Taking in full, deep breaths. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to their happiness. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.